I believe that it was your assistant that I got in touch with about potentially being on the podcast. And, I didn't realize that you were right in Kentucky. So it actually ended up being super convenient for you guys to pop by and, get on the podcast. And the more I heard about it, I was like, we kind of have some spaces here. We could probably, start
Yeah.
making a little bit of money on the side. And, in the month that we've had, our listing up, we've already had one trailer get reserved for 2 months, which has made us, I think, like $300. That's after you guys have taken your cut. And then
Yeah.
also we've had a truck, a Peterbilt, actually, a gentleman that's an owner operator reserved it for like 3 months. So it's literally just sitting there in the background, not costing us a dime. And if people want to have the parking, they just log on to truckparkingclub.com, click a button, and they have free parking. They got a shower, they got a gym, they got laundry machines, they got free
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
It's
have an
so nice to
amazing
be able
facility.
to. Yeah, yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's when I go to truck shows and my guys go to truck shows, I would have to say that, we'll pull out the app and show truckers, and a lot of times we end up on TAZ trucking location because it's just we're so impressed, because it's like look what all the amenities they offer at their location, which I think is genius, right? I mean, ultimately, showing off, how well run of a business you guys have. Um,
Maybe
uh,
potentially recruit some people that come put their truck.
yeah,
I mean, I don't. I'm not.
yeah,
I'm not against it. I'm not going to steal your drivers. Trust me. I'm not going to go out of my way to steal your drivers. But if they're influenced, hey, I can't. I can't.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if they like the gym, they like having a gym at their office, and so be it. I think the last time we spoke, we were at like 100 locations. We're at 150 now.
With the free rest area.
Yeah, we rolled that out too, and that's just as a free service, and it's we can see it in our numbers that we've essentially doubled traffic since just adding that free service. So we we can see a good amount of people getting on there to view the free rest stops, and then it's just it's an added free convenience,
Right, right,
and
right,
ultimately if people need to drop a trailer or do multi-night or leave their truck and trailer somewhere, our other locations are convenient for that.
right. Absolutely.
Um, cool.
As far as that goes, how does that work in terms of like updating like the rest of your locations? What do you guys use? Like GPS or what?
So it's a combination of hardware and software. There was a federal and state grant that rolled out in 8 states like 5 years ago. So the hardware was put in at these locations, and then a software feed was created, and then you have to integrate into that feed
Right.
and pull that data into your database, and then it's updated like every minute, I believe. So instead of depending on road signs,
Right.
you can just use the Truck Parking Club app. And it's interesting. There's not really been another company roll it out. I don't know why, but um,
Yeah, why has nobody just been like
I don't know. I don't know. And I I don't get it, to be honest. But
hey, we'll
um,
take advantage, right?
yeah, I mean, it just seems like a no-brainer. I would suspect now that we launched it and talked and have been talking about it, it like other people will do it, which I think they should. It
The
just
more
seems
the
like,
the more the merrier in terms of free services, though. You know what I mean? Like if they do
yeah,
see from it, you'll see what they're doing well. You guys will build on it. Like I said, competition drives innovation. So that's
yeah,
the
yeah, exactly. I think there might be a company out there that like monetizes it somehow. I was thinking, I think there's like, yeah, I better not say any of their names, but I
yeah,
think
it's
there's
fair.
a company that kind of like, that's my understanding. I haven't used their product, but I think they advertise that as like an additional thing. Because I mean, it's not an easy thing to like make it work with your system, make everything.
One thing I was going to show you. One thing I was going to show you on the inbox. It's kind of hard to tell like what messages I'm sending and what messages he's sending because it's all the same color.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my notes right now.
Cool. And then yeah, that's just one thing I remember. And then like I said, I'll let you know about anything that pops up. While I
Me and my dev team, we share a sauna, and it's connected between our customer care team and our dev team and me. And we constantly just like what I just did right then, I just put in a task so it pings my dev team right now. So now they know.
That's what we use. We use Trello though.
Yeah.
Same awesome thing. We kind of have the same kind of have the same business ideas. Not business ideas, but the operation.
Yeah, absolutely. Flow and organization, man.
Yeah,
it's huge.
For sure.
It's huge. Like, all this information can get lost, and these things that you need to improve can get lost if you don't put them in the right places. It's just so easy to do. I even catch myself doing it. Like I'll write it down as a task in like I have like my personal task stuff that I keep separate, and then maybe it doesn't make it to Asana to where my dev sees it, which I don't really do that very often now, but I've done it before. Where I was like, why didn't I put that in Asana? Like, that's something that they should see.
And then you remember like 3 months later, you're like,
yeah, just silly stuff like that. But is there anything else you can think of? I appreciate the feedback, and I look forward to getting some of those screen recordings from you as you see stuff on the app. I know, with the rollout of the new system, we actually didn't advertise any of our properties for a while, like very, very little. So, and we were still getting bookings. So we actually ramped up our marketing again like a couple of weeks ago. So we're already starting to see bookings go to newer locations a lot more. So I would suspect over the next few weeks you can see volume go up. Like those bookings that you got was done just through organic traffic on Truck Parking Club. Wow. Like just for people being on the app, not from a Google ad or a direct reach out or anything like that. So they've seen us somewhere, got on the app and seen that, oh, look, this location's perfect, and booked. So
love organic.
And that's the point, right? Yeah, that's the ultimately that's the point. You have a marketplace that kind of feeds on itself.
Absolutely. This is kind of just for my developer brain thinking, what did you guys use to push out marketing at the beginning? Did you use meta ads, Google ads? What's the best way to do it?
So we did a little bit of everything. And then you just identify what works best. But for us, I mean, and I've had other businesses where we ran ads and it was totally different. What worked was different with that business. It was just an entirely different business. But with this business for us, what works well is really, I would say anything organically created content just destroys anything else, whether that's a podcast or an article or a post on social that's genuinely like interesting content, not like what's the number one rated national park in Montana? Like no one, like that's not great content in my opinion. So creating content that people want to see, like, so, you met Hunter, right? He's kind of the face of our TikTok, YouTube,
right.
Facebook Reels and Instagram. And we always are creating something interesting that it gets people to look.
Right. The personable content.
Yeah. So stuff like that, that's for our business. I can't speak for your business, but it works. It works for us, and we kind of have it down to a science.
fill out everything, put some feelers out, and then see what works best. Okay.
Exactly. And I, I never would have predicted that what works, and we're constantly all surprised by what's working and what's not. Some of our best posts on social, you're just like, why is that one popular? I don't know. I mean, it just
like I spent 2 minutes on this one and it exploded versus the one that I spent 3 days on busted. I get it. I get it 100%.
Yes. It is a phenomenal thing. And, we've had to learn that as a team. So we have a social media guy that manages our stuff, and he's kind of had to learn that too. I was just, it's a constant push and pull of like, hey, he's like, this isn't great quality. I'm like, yeah, but let's see what happens. And then some of them blow up and you're just like, wow.
It's all about staying consistent too.
Yeah, I agree completely. And we have, push and pull about that too. Should we post once a day or 4 times a day or twice a day? It's really understanding, and some of the platforms are probably, the answer is probably 2 to 4 times a day. And then stuff like LinkedIn, the answer is probably once a day. So really managing that and understanding that, but we've had to become experts at this because at social media, because that's what works for us. Like, we don't really spend that much money on social media, but it probably drives a lot of the successes of the business ultimately. I mean, we spend $0 on LinkedIn, but I can't tell you, I mean, how many property owners has come to us from LinkedIn, and it's just organic content that, not the kind of generic stuff, just like organic content that we think's interesting and some other people think's interesting too. That's what I would say. Yeah, if you're kind of in the beginning stages of seeing what works, is you just throw it all out there.
Kind of put some feelers out in every place, and then what works, what doesn't, take the money away from it.
And also, here's the thing, like, I would think about for yourself for like long term with whatever you're building, is like, what can you do today that is a minute of your time or $1 of your money that can grow on itself to one day be $10? Whether that is, creating, some organic content that is unique in itself, that grows into a brand and something that is its own being, that maybe you didn't spend that much money on, but you spent some time getting that, organic content out there. And now it grows on itself, and you're getting X number of organic views every single day, week, month through this thing you created. So now when you post on, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you're getting 1,000 views or 10,000 views, where in the beginning you were getting 10, and you're like, let's just throw some money at ads. Like, I don't want to mess with this. Well, if you grow the organic, that time you put in at the beginning, now you, like, for us, I can speak for us some here too, is like, in the beginning we'd make a post and it's 100 views or 10 likes. And now on some of our channels, one organic post that used to get us 100 views now easily gets us 1,000 or 10,000 views.
Right.
And that's just something we created organically. We put in the sweat equity of time. And that's what I would tell you. Like, we didn't focus on really ad spend. We focused on creating something that now we can leverage many, many times out, because ad spend is dollars in, dollars out.
Right.
Will always be that way.
Right.
You spend 100, it makes you 200. And then ultimately, if you spend 100,000, it probably makes you 120,000 or something. That margin, that there's a compression in that margin.
Right.
So, but with social, organic social, or something, whether maybe it's going to truck shows, like, who knows? I'm not quite sure for what you're doing, but there is something you can put in that maybe you put in 1 hour of your time for I'm just going to say an organic piece of content that may get you 10,000 eyeballs, right? That, I mean, that's exponential.
Mm-hmm.
Like $1 into ads is always going to be $2 out in revenue, but 1 hour of in on organic social, or if you're paying someone, it could be $1 in to $1 out as well. But organic social and word of mouth from organic social or from going to truck shows or whatever, that 1 hour in, or that, $1 in focused on something that could go viral, can get you 100 out, 1,000 out, that's how we think about it. Ads is kind of, to be honest, it depends on your business though, but for ours, it would have been the easy route for us. If we just went in and started just blowing money into ads and not figured out how to orchestrate organic content, go to truck shows, go shake people's hands, hand out t-shirts and hats, because what we're creating now, we can see it every time we post on social or we go to a truck show. When we first started going to truck shows, no one knew us. Now we can just show up at a truck show and we're going to see 10, 20, how many ever people that know of us. Like we showed up at Iowa 80 a couple months ago. A guy walks up to our van and says, "I used you guys in Nashville." And it's like, how cool is that, right? Like you're creating something that, and now when we go to truck shows, everywhere we go, someone knows about us. If we had just focused on ad spend, we would have never had that. So I think it's a valuable lesson that I had learned from other businesses and was fortunate to kind of implement it in this business.
Okay, well, I do appreciate the insight. That was some valuable information, Evan. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I will I'll let you know as far as the screen recordings of the app and stuff go. Like you said, if we start getting more bookings, I'm sure I'll be on it a little bit more. So make sure you get up those marketing efforts to make us some money. All right.
That's right. We're working on it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good one now.
All right. Bye.
Bye.